So recently I did a 24-hour stream, and by recently I mean it is currently 5 a.m. and my sleep schedule is ruined. But on the day that I planned to do my 24-hour stream, I saw that the Summer Games Festival was happening, so I decided to stream earlier and get my reaction to what the finals might show at the Summer Games Festival. And obviously, if you don't already know, the finals released a trailer for Season 3, as well as more information about what is going to happen in Season 3. And apparently, this came with a lot of controversy, and for the rest of my stream, I was bombarded with questions about everything. So let's talk about it. Here is my initial reaction to the Season 3 trailer.
Now, after dozens
Oh
of
my god,
updates
oh
and
my
two
god, oh my
seasons
god,
of
oh my god.
unveiling, where contestants
We're
will
live,
be
boys,
going
we're
into an
live.
all-new season starting next week on June 13th. Sharpen your katanas and welcome to season
We're so
3
back.
of the finals.
100 picks, thanks.
If they hit that reset button, it can take us anywhere.
Sushi chef. Yo, that skin's gonna be fire, huh? Wait, we're actually going to medieval Japan. Who said medieval Japan, bro? What was that? Weekly tournaments? Wait, we might be cooking. We might be cooking. That's it? Like already, so this melee weapon that this guy's holding, bro. What? So there's a 2-sword weapon. So it's a, I don't know, like a double katana or whatever. But why are they adding more melee weapons? I feel like Heavy is using a spear katana. Is that just like is that a skin for the sledgehammer? But yeah, there's definitely a bow weapon. But see, the third person is throwing me off, bro. It's got to be a new weapon, right? What is that? It looks like Naraka Blade Point. Okay, something that can deflect bullets, bro. Isn't that gonna be busted? And you can reflect bullets. It is Genji, bro. It is Genji. And it hits the enemy, bro. We're cooked. We're cooked. I don't know about this, bro. I don't know about this. Wait, reflect bullets while stealing? I don't think you can steal and do that, bro. But a teammate could probably do that for you. So sword is invalid now. Cool. Wait, does this outfit go hard or what? Is this the closest we're getting to a maid outfit? All these skins look pretty great, actually. Like, okay, did you see that? Did you see that? The hook. There's a literal hook in this game, bro. Road. Yo, there's a literal hook. What? Wait, okay, so the XP50 does this look different? Does the XP54 look different? Even the sniper looks different, I feel like. So yeah, this is definitely a new weapon. It definitely looks like a heavy weapon too. The hook is interesting. I mean, that's just like a melee buff. If you play that with a heavy or like a melee weapon. Wait, you can hook when they steal? That's true. What if it replaces charging? Oh, I actually think that's more likely. Wait, no, actually, I don't know. Yeah, what happens if you hook a guy deflecting? Does it hook yourself or what? So it seems like the color theme for this season would be blue or what? And I mean, I think this is an entirely new weapon. Actually, I don't know if this is definitely not a sledgehammer. All right, notice how there's like a whole bunch of zip lines on this map, like all the way across on the back here. There's also jump pads. I don't really see anything very different about this map though, but except for that, like I'm guessing you can't break these like walls here. I mean, it feels like this map is actually a lot less destructible than all the other maps. Just because there's a lot less floors, it seems like. And there's only a few buildings in this entire map, it feels like. Or like, I wonder if this is going to be like the smallest map in the game, because you can't really see much in this. Looks like a good goo map, maybe. Oh, okay, so there's also an underground. There's also an underground to this map, bruh. Terminal attack is replacing the cash out ranked. No, I'm pretty sure the cash out is gonna be ranked still, bro. You're capping, bro. Give me Caesar. What's it? Looks like what if we can swim underwater to? Oh yeah, there is. Wait, yeah, water is part of this map. So like, what is? I'm pretty sure you can just walk over or run over the water though. I don't think there's not gonna be a swimming mechanic here. Ain't no way. Is bro gonna get rank 1 Ruby and TA? I'm probably gonna solo queue the cash out mode, and then I'll play ranked with whoever in TA. Compete in rotating cash out tournaments and go for gold. They don't even say if there's a reward for this though. Unlock the battle pass, complete the career circuit, and participate in community okay, that's just normal. On June 13th. So if I'm streaming this on the 11th, I'm basically testing it like 2 days early. Okay, so they're changing it. They're changing terminal tag to 13, best of 13 rounds. So that means first to hit 7 rounds wins the game. I mean, if you're going to make it a ranked mode, it has to be longer. So I do agree with this change a little bit. But I wonder if they actually made the changes to like actually balance it out, but I don't think they did. Interesting term attack as the ranked game mode. Ranked cash out is being removed. Where does it say that? It would be introduced as the ranked mode. Well, they literally just said there'll be weekly cash out tournaments though. So even though terminal attack might be the ranked mode, it still won't be the game mode, I guess, because like they're still doing cash out tournaments every week for something like that. But they do say the ranked mode, but that might be just a glitch in the matrix or something. All builds are getting new weapons and gear inspired by feudal Japanese combat tactics. Traditional shoji pair walls that players can shoot through dial destruction up to 11. So what does this really mean? You can shoot through paper walls. So does that mean does the paper wall just break like windows, or you can actually shoot bullet holes through them? I mean, that would be interesting to see. I'm not sure what they mean by that. Encourage free-flowing, fluid, and sneaky player movement. Yeah, but I'm interested to see how these underground areas work, because can you like break a tunnel? I'm guessing not. All right, so recurve bow, a new weapon for lights, a high-skill medium to long-range bow that shoots arrows in a curved arc. So that means it's a projectile, and it's curved. Its range and damage increase the further back the bowstring has been drawn. A new gadget for lights, a long-range high cooldown tactical breaching gadget that's best used to breach walls, buildings, and other obstacles from a distance to open up pathways or sightlines for your team. Perfect in combination of a long-range weapon. Tactical breach that's best used to breach walls and other obstacles from a distance. So what's the point of C4 then, or breaching charge? I'm guessing it breaks multiple walls. Yeah, I'm guessing you can use this multiple times, or it breaks multiple walls with each charge. Because this is high cooldown, so I'm assuming it's a one charge thing. Notice how it says open up pathways with an S, or sight lines with an S. So it's going to break multiple walls, it seems. Perfect in combination of a long range weapon. So you can, I mean, I like that. I like that because it reminds me of sort of like due process, where you have to play sort of adjacent to sight if you want to play it very effectively. I think this is a good way to do that. Dual katanas, a new melee weapon for medium. Its primary attack is a fast multi-strike combo with wide reach and forward momentum. It can also charge a lunge attack and deflect incoming bullets in a defensive stance. So what's the point of Riot Shield? Like, if you can just deflect bullets, deflecting is better than blocking bullets. Overlapping niches here, I feel like. Spear, a new melee weapon for heavies. Its primary attack is a fast, long-range stab. It can also be spun up to cover a wider area. It deals less damage than the heaviest sledgehammer, but is decidedly more nimble. So I'm guessing if it's spun up, that's how you go into the third person thing, or what? We're switching to goo and spear now, guys. It's a long-range stab, so like I'm guessing it has more range than the sledgehammer. Claw and sledge be better. I mean, that probably would be better, I think. Winch Claw, a new specialization for heavies, launches a chain that pulls objects or enemies towards you, briefly stunning them, making it a perfect companion to the new spear. Requires tactical use, accuracy, and skill. Guessing it doesn't go through shields or stuff like that, which might be a little difficult to pull off. And I wonder what the cooldown is like also. Season 3 also introduces the World Tour events that challenges players to take part in events and tournaments featuring a unique mix of rules. Loadouts. So your loadouts are going to be restricted. I mean, I kind of like that because then everyone, I don't know, then you can actually kind of balance. Like if some of the gadgets you have are not really balanced, every team is just going to use that gadget. But if you restrict the loadouts, people can only use a certain amount of loadouts, which could be pretty cool. As contestants rack up World Tour victories, they'll climb the leaderboard and rank up their World Tour badge through bonds and earn multi-bucks by the end of the season, depending on their position on the podium. Wait, is that a thermal bore? What causes the explosion here? Notice how there's two explosions. So one comes out from the left here, and then that one comes out there. What? We know this guy at the top is playing the bow. So why did the explosion happen? I think that might be the derma bore. Like it went through to the left here, to the right. Pretty cool. So after I reacted to the Season 3 trailer and talked about it a little bit with my chat, I resumed my terminal attack grind. I couldn't let my position get lost, and I also wanted to climb and maybe get number 1. But obviously that was a little bit difficult since the number 1 person is very high up. But I was playing terminal attack, and as the stream kept going on, I was getting progressively more viewers, and I even peaked at like 63 viewers at one point. And apparently I was getting name dropped by multiple streamers for being the only terminal attack player or streamer. So they were name dropping me because EMBARK Oscar had confirmed that terminal attack would be the new ranked mode for Season 3, with cash out being relegated to sort of a weekly cash out sort of thing. And so I received some hate in my chat talking about how terminal attack shouldn't be the only ranked mode and stuff like that, and I'm part of the reason why this is happening. And obviously I don't agree with this. I don't think I'm the reason why terminal attack is being the ranked mode next season. I also got some nice comments like, oh, you predicted that terminal attack is going to be ranked in next season. Are you going to hit number 1 in TA? Shout out to my chat. Appreciate the day ones. As the stream continued, it was pretty obvious that a lot of people playing the finals right now were very upset that cash out was being removed as the ranked game mode. And I even got some people saying that I should support the review bombing for the finals. And I'm gonna be honest, like that has got to be next level hating when you haven't even tried it yet. Before I get too deep into the comments and stuff like that, I want to make sure I cover sort of all the things that EMBARK has released about Season 3. And sort of like later in my stream, EMBARK released another announcement to try and clear up confusion about the Season 3 trailer. This is my reaction. Alright, patch notes are still in work, but in the meantime, we want to provide more information about the changes we are making in Season 3. We just introduced World Tour, where the most dynamic and exciting twists and turns take place. We can go from one moment to having victory snatched away in the next, while earning the attention of fans and sponsors. This sort of high-octane drama is not for the faint-hearted, but is one of the most exciting and compelling parts of the finals. Contestants looking for something more familiar and strategically paced can find it in our new ranked mode, Terminal Attack. Bigger and better cash out tournaments have always been the plan, and World Tour is our first step towards a place where all players can compete and have fun while impressing the sponsors. World Tour cash out tournaments will be the main focus on content moving forward, as we plan to craft new map variations and new ways to play made specifically for the World Tour experience. Season 3 tournaments with 24 players as a panel, you'll be able to rank up your badge. So I like, people have been saying like this is sort of like ranked, but I don't think it is, because you just play in the tournament and you'll rank up your badge, not your it's not like a rank. Earn prizes, check the leaderboards, play the mode you love, you know and love. These events will always be on and available to play through this season. It's good to note that doing this for Season 3 gives us a chance to work on cash out and make vital improvements to the mode. This is what I've been saying, that cash out isn't really a competitive mode because they really need to work on like these things that make it more competitive, such as third party and stuff like that. That would have been difficult to do when it's locked into ranked for a whole season. This will give us a chance to make cash out more viable as a competitive mode in the future. Cash out will never leave the spotlight as the most important part of the finals. In fact, our first high profile official tournament will happen very soon and the mode will be cash out. Make sure to be on the lookout for news about that. Wow. So they're going to be hosting their own official tournament in Season 3. Also, diamonds and rubies are beautiful, but have you ever seen an emerald? So they're going to have a ruby rank and an emerald rank, apparently. That's why they also said and beyond inside the Steam notes, I'm guessing, instead of diamond and beyond. We have been hard at work evolving Terminal Attack into a robust and exciting ranked mode, fine-tuning the experience for our most competitive players. The 5v5 mode creates close competitive head-to-head matches. The gameplay and ranked mode should make this mode as fair as enjoyable as we planned for it. We made many changes to make it more viable. They include requiring the enemy attacking team to interact with the terminal to deliver it, rather than just throwing the key in from distance. Warm-up zones that give defenders more time to prepare and strategize. Playing the different objective scenarios in the same sequence in each half. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. This is what they need to add to make it more competitive, to make it more balanced. Because, like, obviously, if you have different objectives at the start of the half, like it's not going to be fair because like they had a different objective they had to play. There's going to be different balancing, stuff like that. Resetting the map destruction when teams switch from attacking to defending. Another thing I was talking about that they had to do to make this more competitive. Exactly what they're going to do. That's awesome. That's awesome. Also, like the warm up zone, that's pretty cool. That's also kind of what I'm saying too, because like I was like, they also need to have something that can sort of predict how to do something. Along with this, we'll introduce a ranked score point system so you can clearly see how your score changes after a match and the opposing team score as well. Part 2 coming. Career Circuit. Career Circuit will be back for another season with new challenges and new rewards. A lot of challenges will match up to the rewards to help you complete your battle pass. Casual modes. Yeah, alright, that's 15,000 and 2 bonus pages for the overachievers. Text chat. We've added a new map to all the game modes, and it's gorgeous. Make sure to take in Kyoto 1568 and all of its variations. We will keep growing the finals with all of you. Give us a few more days. Try the new changes of season 3, and then give us your feedback. We can't wait to share all of this with you on the 13th. Bro, I literally predicted like 3 of these things that they were gonna do for terminal tech that would make it more competitive in the basement. I don't know how I feel about not throwing the key though. That's a weird change. I do think that's a little weird change, but like, I mean, that just makes it more like Valorant and CSGO. You have to plant the bomb, basically. It makes it so you have to control the site. You could definitely the TA guy out. When the game announcement definitely damage control. I mean, yeah. Well, obviously, like people are threatening to review bomb the finals because they don't get their way, bro. Like, imagine if they started with this in season 1, like people wouldn't be complaining right now. Sometimes throwing in the key could be a bad decision for your team because like if you die after you put it in, it's like and no one's close to it, you could just easily lose it very quickly. So maybe like preventing that from happening is probably a better change for casuals for sure. How do you feel about grinding TA even more the next season? If the game mode's fun, I'll play it. So basically this covers about everything that EMBARK has decided to share with us about Season 3. And seeing this, you can kind of understand why some people are very distressed about these changes because these are major changes. Like people have been grinding ranked for this season, Season 2, for a while now, and people that are probably grinding the game right now probably like the game mode right now. And especially if it's ranked, that's probably another reason why they're playing the game. But when that is going to go away next season, what will they play? Obviously, people don't like to change, or it's very difficult to change, because if you're playing a whole different game mode like Terminal Attack, it's probably not the same game that you probably expect it to be. Some of these concerns were brought up in my stream, and I tried my best to sort of answer them, but I'm also just going to repeat them here in this video. So one question I got very often was, what are your thoughts on the ranked changes? I probably got this question like 30 times in my stream, maybe even more, I don't know. And initially I responded by saying that I'm fine with Terminal Attack having a ranked mode because I feel like Terminal Attack has a potential to be a great addition to the game. If they make the right changes, which they did show off in the second announcement about Season 3. But I also added on that I don't think Terminal Attack should replace the cash out ranked mode because that is probably the most essential game mode to the finals right now. But obviously, I don't think EMBARK is dumb or stupid. They know what they're doing, and they probably know that people aren't going to be happy about this. So I kind of trust them to do whatever they want. So a second question that I get a lot, even though I'm not a developer, was that how come they didn't make both Cash Out and Terminal Attack a ranked mode? So like both, like people can queue for whatever ranked mode they want and stuff like that. I had a lot of responses to this because there's a lot of reasons why they wouldn't want to do this. But I will list them out right now. For the first reason, I kind of talked about how rank rewards and how ranking really works. So like if you had a diamond TA player and a diamond cash out player, I feel like you would have trouble distinguishing the actual skill level of that player. So say if getting a higher rank in cash out was a lot harder than getting a higher rank in terminal attack, if they both received the same rank rewards, that seems kind of unfair. What you could argue is that like they could just give different rewards for both of the game modes. And like I would agree with you, but like I feel like that would take a lot of work. That would put EMBARK in a situation where they have to focus more on just like making rewards for certain seasons instead of working on new content such as specializations and gadgets and stuff. Not to mention what you're asking for is sort of similar to what they've already done. They've made cash out into a weekly tournament sort of thing. It's still the same thing, but in a different format. And obviously, they are committed to making cash out more competitive. And while this weekly cash out tournament thing is probably not going to be the same as a ranked mode, you can probably expect it to grow bigger in the next seasons and maybe even turn into a ranked mode later. EMBARK knew this was going to cause a lot of controversy, but they have what's best for the game in mind. Here you can see that EMBARK Oscar says, "It is not something we decided upon on a whim." So they have been planning this for a bit. So you can trust that they have a plan for things to go well. And here you can see that they understand that people are frustrated about this and they might leave because of this. But this is something they kind of felt like they had to do in order to think about the game's future. And if you look at this in the context of all these YouTubers or videos talking about how the game is dying, the player count has dropped significantly, blah, 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 this is probably the best solution to what these people are complaining about. Terminal attack is probably one of the best ways to counter this issue. Terminal attack is a new game mode and it's similar to all the other games that are currently very popular. You bring in that crowd and you bring them into the finals, and they love the finals and the destructibility and everything about the finals. And then you release the cash out game mode ranked, and then you can get even more players playing that. I personally think this is a good change that EMBARK has done, especially after looking at the second announcement they did. It shows that they know what they're kind of doing, and it's not very common to see game developers actually responding to people in their Discord and stuff like that. And I really appreciate EMBARK for being very communicative in that sort of sense. And if you watch my videos, you can kind of understand the communication issues that I'm talking about, especially talking about the rank system, how I got scammed by from the TA leaderboard and stuff. There's so many stuff that I could talk about, but at least they're trying. And so that's kind of why I feel like they can't really do two ranked modes. They also say how the cash out mode is in need of fixes to make it more competitive. And this is something I've also been talking about. And it's my personal belief that Terminal Attack is a good game mode. And I feel like most cash out players that only play cash out really haven't tried Terminal Attack. And I feel like most of them would really like it, but I also feel like most of them would not even give it a chance. And this is why the reaction is super controversial. People don't want to change. People don't want to try out stuff. And that's fine. You can be cautiously skeptical about EMBARK's decision to do this. But I feel like review bombing the finals and doing whatever hate threads or whatever is probably not very justified if you haven't even experienced it yet. And just to be clear, I don't hate cash out mode. I actually play cash out and ranked a whole bunch. Like I'm top 500 right now. I'm planning to get top 300. That doesn't mean cash out doesn't have any problems. The main reason why I kind of stopped playing ranked cash out mode was because ever since the spawning manipulation update, or they apparently fixed spawning or whatever, the game has gotten pretty stale for me, because not only have I felt that third parties are happening more often, I feel like the spawning is still really bad. And not to mention, the final round for the ranked game mode is full of flaws. I feel like it just doesn't fit into the game. It doesn't fit as nicely as the qualifying rounds do. I feel like they really need to rework the 3v3s. I feel like they have to make it smaller maps. They have to limit the area you can go and stuff like that, just to make sure that spawning issues such as like spawn manipulation doesn't happen, where people are spawning 200 meters away and half of the game is just moving across buildings. And in the qualifying rounds, the third parties are crazy. With the current spawning, with how it works, I feel like most teams are deciding to do third parties instead of just going for a 3v3 on a different cash out. And I think this has majority to do with how the spawning works, but I do know that it doesn't feel good to play on both sides. So if you're playing on a cash out and no team fights you for the whole game, it feels very boring. And if you're on the other side where you're in the third party fight, that also feels like it could just be up to luck. There's not really much strategy you can do to prevent this third party or kind of eliminate it. I feel like this really takes away from the macro gameplay that I like about the cash out mode. It feels like you can't really control what's happening, and you might be wondering why can't they fix the cash out mode while it's also in a ranked queue for next season? And I feel like there's a very easy explanation for this, and they sort of talk about it in their dev blog about the ranked leagues earlier this season. And basically, the idea of changing something significant in cash out is going to take some work. So, like changing like spawning or something, or changing the final round. These are big, major changes that they can't really do in the middle of a season or anything like that, because it will disrupt the sort of ranking system and stuff like that, and really cause confusion to people when they're playing ranked. They could just work on these big changes and put them in the for season 4 or the next season and just keep the rank system as it is. Or the problem with that is that there's always going to be issues that pop up that require maintenance for these specific ranked queues. You have to allocate servers for that ranked queue or matching or whatever. They still have to fix bugs for like ranked issues and stuff like that if they occur, which is something that can stop them from really working on these significant changes for the next season, especially since they will also have to be maintaining the terminal attack rank queue. This could be a ton of work that they don't want to do and might be ineffective in the long run. Another thing that I got told a bunch in my stream was that the finals was going to die in season 3. Keep in mind, the people that are having the most frustration are probably saying the most as well. And the main reason people are saying the finals will die in season 3 is because the main game mode cash out will not be in the rank queue. So we can assume that these people are also very big fans of the cash out game mode. And well, they might be right that the finals might die in season 3, but does that mean the finals can't get revived later, or that cash out is going to come back later and better? And at the same time, even if these people leave the game to play some other game that probably is worse than the finals, and for being honest, like, you really have to figure out why you started to play the finals in the first place. When I started playing the finals, I didn't play the ranked cash out mode because you couldn't play ranked. I liked the game for what it was. I liked the game for its dynamic destruction. I liked the game. I liked how the balancing worked. I liked how the classes worked. I liked how the gadgets were specific to a specific class, and each player could play a role, and that role could be different depending on what gadgets you bring and stuff like that. I like that part about the finals. I didn't like the finals because of this one specific game mode or this one specific way to play. And I feel like people that are playing the finals just for one game mode, they probably should take a break from the finals and maybe wait till it's better again for them. But I think in terms of the global perspective of the finals, this will probably be a net profit in terms of player retention. Players will come in from different games that have the game mode that they want to play, like Search and Destroy from Call of Duty or R6, stuff like that. People are really overestimating the negative feedback about season 3, even though the potential players that could come in because of this change in season 3 is probably a lot bigger than the ones we have now. So it's really hard to tell if the finals is going to die in season 3, but I feel like it has the potential to actually go bigger than it was in season 2. And another similar question that I saw a bunch, or another similar comment that I saw a bunch, was the finals won't be the finals anymore if they remove ranked from cash out. And I don't know, I just can't agree with this. Like, cash out is part of the game for sure. It's probably the main game mode for this game, but like, it's not leaving the game in any way. It's just sort of not being in a ranked format of the game anymore. And I just don't see how that could kill, like, I just don't see how that really takes the identity of the finals away. In fact, I think EMBARK is actually improving on that identity, because does it really make sense to play like a ranked mode of a tournament? You're playing non-stop tournaments back and forth. Shouldn't tournaments feel like they're more quality rather than quantity? I feel like switching this cash out thing to more of a weekly or like on the weekend sort of thing is makes it feel like it's more important, something you have to plan for, something you have to strategize about. While like keeping it sort of as a rank queue that you have to grind for a rank for, I feel like that's actually moving away from the identity that the finals is trying to be. Like, you have all these contestants that are trying to go for the top spot. Like, sometimes like Like,
Sorry, I don't know that.
Alexa, shut up, bro. Am I excited for TA next season? I think I'm pretty excited. Obviously, I would have to get a stack together. I think the fun part about like a 5v5 ranked mode is the sort of team chemistry you can create with the people that you play with. And this is going to be super interesting to do because this is going to be a first time for like everyone doing a ranked mode for the 5v5 for the finals. Like, not only are we having to deal with the finals and that unique aspect of dynamic destruction and having sort of like this class system with heavy, medium, and light, we're going to have to be dealing with a different game mode where the objective is very different than what we've been used to in season 1 and season 2. So I'm definitely interested to see how that plays out. And I'm actually super, like, as I'm talking about it, I feel like I'm very excited for it because it's something that I can get more people that I know to play. I just think it's very good. And I hope everyone else watching this video is also feeling that excitement. If you're not excited, then I don't know. You're probably just going to end up being very disappointed. So how did Terminal Attack get in the spotlight? How did it become supposedly a limited time game mode, extended, and then now going to be the next ranked mode for the finals and the only ranked mode for the finals? Um, and I'm gonna be honest, I feel like this was part of EMBARK's plan since near the beginning of season 2 and maybe even at the end of season 1. It's obvious that they put some work into this game mode, and I even think they had already decided to make this game mode permanent by the time they released it. The wording they used when they released Terminal Attack kind of suggests that it was not going to be a limited time game mode. They even added it as a game mode on their website, which kind of suggested that this game mode was going to be pretty permanent. Limited time game modes usually don't have leaderboards, and Terminal Attack came out with a leaderboard. So it kind of felt like this wasn't as rushed as people thought it was. There is definitely evidence to suggest that they have been planning this for somewhat of a long time. But even with the release of Terminal Attack, I did not feel like there was a lot of advertisement promoted towards Terminal Attack. At least I didn't see really much like YouTube videos or anything like that. But I also don't really watch YouTube videos or anything like that. And I didn't even know Terminal Attack wasn't even that popular until I started streaming Terminal Attack, and people were saying that I was the only Terminal Attack streamer. But the only reason why I started playing Terminal Attack so much was because I had been notified of an EMBARK developer on Discord had said something about the top 20 for Terminal Attack being able to be put into the game into like on a plaque and sort of immortalize like the last few seasons of ranked, where the top 10 players were immortalized in the game by having their names on like sort of a trophy or medal or whatever inside the practice range. So that's the only reason why I got into Terminal Attack. But you might be wondering, like, why Terminal Attack and not any other game mode like Bank It or Power Shift? And to be honest, I don't really know. What I can say though is like game modes like Bank It or Power Shift can't ever be super competitive because the game mode's nature isn't super competitive. All right, so that basically covers all the questions I got on my stream. So I kind of want to move into what can we expect for season 3. And let's talk about Terminal Attack first. And since Terminal Attack is coming into ranked, here's sort of the things that we can expect as a ranked game mode. It'll be first to 7 rounds won inside Terminal Attack. So that means you will get a halftime at 6 rounds, and then you will switch to a defender or attacker, whatever the one opposite that you started with. The map will not reset until halftime. So that means every type of destruction you do will carry over to the next round until halftime, where it will regenerate whenever you switch sides. And keep in mind that the objectives, so like if round 1 you have this objective and this objective, on round 7 it will be the same objective. So instead of attacking that objective in round 1, you will be defending that objective in round 7. So it's more fair and equal, and combined with the destruction reset, it will be somewhat of the exact same. It's just whoever is better at attacking or defending will definitely win the game overall. And the other major change for Terminal Attack is the input of the sort of key into the terminal. Right now, all you have to do is throw the key into the terminal and it will start the countdown for the attackers to win. The change is going to be that instead of throwing it in, you have to plant the bomb like in Valorant or CSGO, where if you have the spike or bomb, you have to plant it on the site or at the terminal instead of throwing it in and just having an instant plant. And I think this is a good change because it allows the defenders to have more time to do a retake. Originally, if the attackers got the key into the terminal, defenders would immediately put on a 1-minute timer. And if they were on the other site, that would be even less time because they would have to rotate to that other site. And you might say that's a skill issue, but like I feel like it does need to be addressed how easy it is to play as an attacker right now, and that is one step to do that. And overall, I think Terminal Attack is going to be a lot better than it is right now. So if you play Terminal Attack and you feel like it isn't that great, I feel like these changes could definitely change your mind if you're still hesitant about playing Terminal Attack for next season. So what about solo queuers in Terminal Attack? And I genuinely feel like solo queue will be better in Terminal Attack than it is currently for cash out. And the main reason I say this is because if a person leaves your game in cash out, you are most likely going to lose. And I say this because like compared to the current meta where heal beam is sort of very strong, and if you're down a player, that's one person you can't heal beam anymore, and when you do damage to an enemy team, they will likely be heal beamed. So having that reduction in a player is pretty bad. But if you have a person leave in Terminal Attack, it's not as bad. You still have a 4v5. And even though that's sort of a disadvantage, if your team is of the same skill of the other team, it's still very possible if you play very well. And not to mention, there's no heal beam in Terminal Attack. So all the damage you do as a player, if you're good enough, it should make a difference on how the game will play out. Note that since Terminal Attack is being ranked, there will also be less levers in general. If you've played Terminal Attack like right now, you're probably going to see some levers very often. But next season, you probably will see a lot less levers because it's going to be a ranked mode and the punishments are probably going to be rank related as well as a ban. So let's talk about the World Tour. And from everything I've seen about the World Tour, I am not sure if it's going to match make you against people that are in your skill level or not in your skill level, or even if ranked is even involved in this sort of process. I do know that if you play the game mode enough, everyone that plays the World Tour will be able to get the gold badge eventually. And that's what I feel like is the case because EMBARK seems to have stated that like there will be a leaderboard for this World Tour, but it won't be based on like a rank or something. It'll be based on the cash out money that is extracted. I mean, I think it's a good thing that every player can get the gold badge if they play enough, but I do hope that later in the season they will add some sort of skill-based matchmaking or some way to, or some sort of ranking system to this World Tour thing. And I'm pretty sure like they will do this with the official tournament that they're going to be hosting in season 3. And the last thing I want to talk about expectations for season 3 is rebalancing. And since Terminal Attack is probably going to be the main ranked game mode, they will probably do some rebalancing for Terminal Attack because right now the balancing for Terminal Attack is not that great. Mainly because most of the stuff is balanced towards cash out right now. We can definitely expect some rebalancing in terms of the OP classes and also in terms of just rebalancing gadgets for the Terminal Attack. I can definitely see Charge and Slam Heavy getting nerfed, as well as RPG getting nerfed. I've also seen C4 getting 2 charges again. I'm not sure how they would do that, but I feel like that's going to happen again because right now in Terminal Attack, you just get 1 C4 and then that's it. Also expecting some gadgets to switch around to light, heavy, or medium. I'm not sure which ones, but it seems like that will be the case. That is what happened in Season 2. With the sonar grenade and the tracking dart and stuff like that. Not only that, we can expect new weapons and specialization for the heavy. So right now it is projected that we are going to get a bow for the light, dual katanas for the medium, and a spear for the heavy. Pretty concerned about this because like 2 melee weapons and then a projectile weapon. I feel like this is mostly a gun game, so adding these things are it seems sort of out of character, but I guess this is where the lore takes us. And not only that, we're also getting a 4th specialization, and EMBARK has confirmed that medium and light will not be getting a specialization in season 3. And note that even though heavy is getting their 4th specialization, they will not be removing a specialization. So that means heavy will have 4 specializations, while medium and light will only have 3. And if you're playing medium, you will only have 2 to use for Terminal Attack, which is going to be kind of interesting. In addition to these weapons for every class, as well as that 1 specialization for heavy, we will also be getting a new gadget for light called Thermal Bore. And I feel like this will be a pretty good gadget for light, especially if you want cash out control. The last thing we can kind of expect for season 3 is the new map. And this new map will come with variations, so it could be very crazy on how it gets, but we will see. And the main thing I think that's unique about this map is apparently there's going to be underground or I don't know, caverns or pathways in the ground or something. And I feel like that is very that is very weird, unique. I'm not sure how it will play out because traditionally you can blow up everything in the finals except for the floor. And if you're in the floor, can you blow up the things in the floor? Or I don't know. We'll just have to see. And another thing we can expect for Terminal 3 is 2 new ranks. So Ruby has been leaked for Season 3 a lot earlier, but we now know that there's going to be an Emerald rank as well. People will probably assume that Emerald might mean above Ruby or below Ruby. From what I can see here is that EMBARK Oscar said yesterday to a question saying, Oscar, not sure if you can answer early, but it will always be the highest rank you earn are the rewards you get, correct? And EMBARK Oscar says yes, except for the Ruby rank. So I'm assuming Ruby rank will be the highest rank, with Emerald rank being under the Ruby rank and above the Diamond rank. Because in the Steam patch notes for Season 3, they did mention that there will be ranks Diamond and beyond. And EMBARK Oscar seems to hint that the Ruby rank will be the top rank. So what this means is that like you aren't going to get the Ruby weapon skin if you drop out of the Ruby rank at the end of the season. So that means you have to be consistently good to be in the Ruby rank, and I'm assuming it's going to be top 500 or something like that, and only 500 people will get that Ruby skin. But also keep in mind, we're also getting Emerald skins, and if you hit Emerald, I'm assuming you're also going to get Emerald even though if you end the season not in Emerald. This is just for Ruby rank where you have to stay in Ruby in order to get the Ruby skin. And I assume the competition will be fierce. There probably is a decay on the Ruby rank. So if you're not playing, you probably will lose positions on the Ruby leaderboard. Alright, so that basically covers the video I wanted to make. Sorry if it's a little long. I mean, I try to include everything, all my thoughts about Season 3 in one video. If there's anything else you want me to cover, I can definitely do it. Just comment below and let me know. Like, subscribe, yeah. If you're as hyped as I am, I think this next season will be a lot different, but it could be very good, very bad, who knows. I think we should take our time. Don't immediately hate Season 3 without trying it yet. Try Season 3 and see if you like it. If you don't, review bomb, do whatever you want, leave the game. That's the only way that you can kind of get the developers to sort of change their mind or change how you want the game to be. I almost forgot, EMBARK has invited me to play Season 3 2 days early, and I will be streaming that on June 11th, 9 a.m. PST. I will be streaming on this YouTube channel as well as Twitch. So if you want to be there, follow me, subscribe. All right, I'm out, and I'll see you guys in my streams or in my next YouTube video.
Envia recommends rebooting the whole system. The whole system, Scotty.
I mean, if it's the only way to stabilize everything.
If they hit that reset button...
We have no choice, June. The showrunners are losing control and something needs to be done.
I'm telling you, Scotty, the AI won't just sit back and let them go through with this.
You mean... We built that thing. It can't stop us.
It can take us anywhere.